Hey, I just wanted to show you really quick. So I'm gonna ignore all this other stuff. With TRX, there's some strong bearish divergence right now on RSI. There's some hidden bullish kind of, but I'm not a big fan of hidden divergence anyway. I don't feel like it's really that reliable. So I think it might actually retrace slightly, but we have some really strong support from my Ichima support. So the 55 and 99 EMAs have been, look at this, support, 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 support. When the 55 breaks, the 99 holds. Otherwise, the 55 itself actually holds really, really well. It has been lately over several candles. And these are hourly, so keep in mind there's a ton of support even within each one of those individual hourlies. Now, I had this trade from before. We were moving sideways. It didn't really move up that rapidly. I wasn't really focused too much on the timing anyway. If I were to simply adjust what I had originally expected, where I had come up with like a rough drawing with Elliott Wave, I fully expect us to still get there. I think this 34% run that we can go on from this point would still constitute so even from right here to that original target would be another 20 some odd percent. I think we could definitely get there, although I do expect a little bit of a retrace here. Since we're getting so much support from the EMAs, from my Ichima supports, I don't necessarily think we're going to break too far. We might fail at the EMAs and then catch support from the Ichimoku cloud, in which case it wouldn't be that deep of a retracement. So I'm not going to order. I'm not going to place an order now for a fresh entry on TRX. I'd probably wait a little while. I want to see what happens with that. If we retrace slightly and come down to probably around 25, 249, somewhere in the range of the cloud here would be my target to enter. This is all old, so ignore all that stuff. But pretty much right here. Somewhere in there would be my entry target. So if we can retrace a little bit and I could buy in somewhere in this range, that's exactly what I would do. I'd wait till we get down into this area, get in, and then see what I can pull, because then I might be able to ride up a 28, potentially like a 30% run if we get a good entry. But I'm going to wait it out. Let's see what happens. Give it some time. I'm not in any rush to jump in. But if we were to get in this range, this is what's so beautiful about it. There's so much support down there. In theory, if we were to enter, say we were to get in, say right in the middle of that range, right here, if that could be the entry at 25.2516, we have a good amount of support. Let's see. From this pretty much the bottom of this range is a really great support. I wouldn't go too far below it. I'd probably keep it to like 2.3, around 2.3% at risk. So if we were to enter right here at 2516, place a stop loss at 246, that would only be risking 2.3% of your position. So it's a pretty low risk trade. On a $1,000 trade, you'd be risking $23. But if we do break out and we do run up and pull off a 32% run, you'd be making $320. So obviously, it's a very high risk to reward ratio, very high RR. A trade like that, it's obviously worth it to get in if you can afford to do so. Just don't get in too early and make sure you wait and get an ideal entry. I'm not going to buy in now until we get below where we are and see a little bit of a retracement and maybe get a reset on the RSI. If the RSI gets low enough and we see it reverse without a drop, I'm not too hung up on the bearish divergence, but I'd like to see what happens, especially since there's a little bit of a downtrend on the volume as well. I want to see what happens if we get down to these lower volume levels over here. That gives us a chance to reset before we make that next leg up. Then we could see some real movement. Keep an eye out, trade safe, be smart.